As I said I would do, I am now going to present to you some top touristic destinations and things that you can do as a tourist in Helsinki. So I spent today in Helsinki walking around visiting the top tourist sites, so think of this as a kind of walking tour preview sort of thing for if you ever decide to visit Helsinki. So the first place I visited, Uspenskin Cathedral or Cathedral, also known as the Orthodox Church, and it's located on top of a small hill right near the Helsinki center, and it was built in 1868. It is claimed to be the largest Orthodox church in Western Europe, and it's free to go inside, and it's actually really pretty in there, so it's worth a visit. From the Uspenskin Cathedral hill, you can walk down and it leads you into the market square. Now the market square is where they'll have different booths set up with different food and different souvenirs that you can go and buy. It's basically just like a basic marketplace. And this is also where all of the ferries leave, where you can take, Helsinki water tours. You can take tours to Porvoo. This is also where the ferry leaves to go to Suomenlinna and to the Korkeasaari Zoo. And if you keep walking, there's this nice statue called the Havis Amanda, and it's basically just a lady in the middle with seals around it spitting water into the fountain. And I've always really loved this fountain. It reminds me of being young because this is where I used to come as a little girl and play on the seals. I really have always loved this fountain. On the other side of the street, you can see the President's Palace. Since the flag wasn't up, that means the president wasn't in residence, and the president doesn't actually live in this building, but it's merely a place of work. Moving on, you head on to Esplanade, which is basically a small strip of park in the heart of the city center of Helsinki. A lot of people like to gather around here and chill during nice weather. Today there was a food festival going on in the whole of Helsinki actually, so it was pretty crowded with lots of different food options to buy. Another church that's actually ranked number 2 of things to do in Helsinki on TripAdvisor is the Temppelinaukionkirkko, or Rock Church in English, and it's basically a church built inside of a rock and has a pretty unique interior and is a pretty short walk from the center. When we went in, they were tuning an organ, so it wasn't actually so pleasant inside. But yeah, it's pretty unique, I guess. And another church is located in front of the Kamppi shopping center or mall, and it's called the Kampin Kappeli or the Kamppi Chapel of Silence. And it's a very interesting looking structure, like a wooden structure. It's meant to be 100% silent inside, so it really brings serenity and calmness. Now, at least personally, when I think of Helsinki, right away the first image that pops in my mind is the Lutheran Evangelical Cathedral, or Tuomiokirkko. So since Finland is mainly a Lutheran country, about almost 80% of Finland's population is Lutheran, so then this is basically the Lutheran Church of Helsinki. And this church was completed in 1852. It also has a nice big set of stairs in front of it, so especially in the winter it can be quite slippery to get up, but it is really nice to just sit on the steps, and people come here to eat lunch and just, sit and chill out for a little bit. And of course the Senate Square is located in front of the church. This is where a lot of events are held, or different marathons start here. They were just taking down a stage for one event just now, so there are also several parks. The one I walked through was Kaitaniemen puisto. It's basically right next to the railway station, and the University Botanical Gardens are also in this area. And then of course the center train station, which is pretty much the focal point of public transportation in Helsinki, and is also considered Finland's most visited building, with about 200,000 people going through there per day. It houses all of trains, buses, trams, and metros. This building was built in 1919, and also BBC in 2013 called it one of the most beautiful railway stations. I guess you might have to visit it yourself and see if you agree with that or not. And beside the railway station, there's Rautatientori, or otherwise known as the Railway Square, and it's east of the train station. It's mainly a bus station, but during the winter they put up an ice skating rink where you can go ice skating. And around the square they have the Atheneum Art Museum, a casino, and the National Finnish Theatre, amongst other things. And then we also walked by Hotel Torni, which opened in 1931, and at the time it was the tallest building in Finland, which it actually held that position until 1976. They actually have a public bathroom in the highest floor where they have like a scenic glass wall with views of Helsinki. And yeah, as a little tip, they say that the tram line number 2 is kind of considered the sightseeing tram of Helsinki. It goes by all of like the biggest stops and stuff, and the tram only costs about 2 to 3 euros depending where you buy it from, or you can get an €8 day ticket. And with that ticket you can also use it for like buses and metros and stuff like that. And yeah, some of the other things that I didn't go to but are worth mentioning is the Olympic Stadium and Olympic Tower, which is where Finland hosted the 1952 Summer Olympics, but nowadays it's more used as a sports venue or a place where they hold big concerts. For example, that's where I went to see 1D. For a little bit of money, you can also go up into the tower and see a really good view of the whole of Helsinki. And this is also right beside the Opera House and the Töölönlahti Bay, which is where I actually went supping on my birthday. There's also Linnanmäki, which is the amusement park, which is on top of a hill in Helsinki. Linnanmäki actually has a few free rides. Most of them are targeted towards younger children, but one of the free rides is is it called Panorama, where you get into this machine and it hoists you all the way up, and it's really slow and stuff. It's not like a scary ride or anything. It slowly goes up and then it spins in a circle, and you can see a really good view of the whole of Helsinki, and it's free of charge. And you can get inside Linnanmäki for free as well, so you can just walk right in, go only onto that ride, go up, see a good view of Helsinki, get down and leave. And then right by Korkeasaari they have Mustikkamaa, which is a nice like nature area where you can walk around, and they have a bit of a beach area there too.
He's so nervous.
She's like, it smells real? She doesn't like